In the quiet moments of our lives, when the world's noise fades into the background, a gentle voice emerges from within, offering guidance and wisdom. This voice, a divine whisper, is how God speaks to us through our minds. It's a language of the heart and soul, transcending words and reaching the depths of our being. However, if we are unable to recognize this voice, it loses power, so join me as we go over how God speaks through your mind and guides. Have you ever had a gut feeling that led you to make a decision that turned out to be just right? That's God speaking through your mind, through your intuition. It's that inner knowing, a hunch that comes from a place beyond our conscious thoughts. It's as if God is gently nudging us in the right direction, offering guidance in the form of subtle hints. Intuition is a universal language of the soul, understood by people of all cultures and beliefs. In Eastern philosophies, it's often referred to as the third eye or the inner eye. In Christianity, it's likened to the Holy Spirit's guidance. Regardless of the terminology, it's a powerful force that connects us to the divine. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan from the Bible. The Samaritan didn't analyze the situation logically. He followed his heart, his intuition, and helped the injured man on the side of the road. In doing so, he embodied the idea that God's guidance often comes through the quiet whispers of intuition. Carl Jung, a renowned Swiss psychiatrist, delved into the depths of the human psyche and explored the concept of intuition in a way that resonates with many. He believed that our intuition is a bridge to the collective unconscious, a vast reservoir of shared human experiences and wisdom that transcends time and culture. Jung's work on the collective unconscious can shed light on how God speaks through our minds and guides us. According to him, the collective unconscious contains archetypes, universal symbols and themes that are embedded in our psyche from birth. These archetypes, such as the hero, the mother, and the wise old man, speak to us through our intuition, offering us insights and guidance when we need it most. For example, have you ever had a dream that felt incredibly vivid and meaningful, even though you couldn't quite put it into words? Jung would suggest that these dreams are messages from the collective unconscious, a form of intuitive guidance. By exploring and understanding these dream symbols and themes, we can gain valuable insights into our lives and the challenges we face. Imagine a realm where the boundaries of reality blur and the subconscious mind takes center stage. This is the world of dreams, where God's voice often speaks in symbols, metaphors, and vivid imagery. Throughout history, dreams have been regarded as a channel through which the divine communicates with us. In the Bible, we find numerous instances of dreams playing a pivotal role in guiding individuals. Joseph, the son of Jacob, received a dream that foretold his rise to power in Egypt, while the wise men were warned in a dream to flee from Herod's wrath after the birth of Jesus. Dreams are like the canvas upon which God paints messages for us. They can be mysterious, confusing, and even prophetic. Have you ever awakened from a dream with a strong sense of its significance, as if it held a message meant just for you? That's God speaking through your mind as you slumber. To decipher these divine messages, we must pay attention to the symbols and emotions within our dreams. Dreams often tap into our deepest fears, desires, and unresolved issues, making them a powerful tool for self-discovery and guidance. Just as Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream of the 7 fat and 7 lean cows, we too can unlock the hidden wisdom in our dreams. But how can we differentiate between ordinary dreams and those infused with divine guidance? It begins with awareness. Start by keeping a dream journal to record your dreams as soon as you wake up. Over time, patterns and recurring symbols may emerge, shedding light on the messages God is sending your way. Jung also believed that our intuition is closely connected to our emotions. Emotions are like a compass that can help us navigate the complexities of life. When we pay attention to our feelings and emotions, we are tuning into the subtle whispers of our intuition. It's as if God is guiding us through the emotional landscape of our hearts, helping us make choices that align with our deepest values and desires. Think about a time when you felt a strong emotional response to a situation or a person. Perhaps you felt a sense of unease or discomfort, even though there was no obvious reason for it. This is your intuition at work, warning you or guiding you away from something that may not be in your best interest. Conversely, you may have experienced a deep sense of joy and fulfillment when making a decision that felt right in your heart. In these moments, it's as if God is smiling upon you, confirming that you are on the right path. Jung's ideas on intuition and the collective unconscious remind us that God's guidance is not limited to religious texts or formal rituals. It's an ever-present personal connection that we can tap into through our intuition and emotions. It's a reminder that we are not alone in our journey through life, that there is a higher wisdom that speaks to us when we are willing to listen. Another, possibly even more profound way of communication includes meditation. In the ancient teachings of Hinduism, we find a rich tradition of meditation, a practice that opens the gateway for God to speak through the mind in profound ways. This spiritual path reminds us that divine guidance is not limited to words or symbols, but can be experienced directly through the depths of our consciousness. Meditation, often referred to as dhyana in Hinduism, is a practice of stilling the mind, allowing us to transcend the chatter of everyday thoughts and access the divine wisdom that resides within us. It is a journey inward, a sacred communion with the divine presence. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna imparts wisdom to Arjuna, emphasizing the importance of meditation as a means to connect with the divine. He says, when the mind, restrained from all directions, sits in the heart, then the yogi, free from all desires, easily reaches the supreme state. Through meditation, we can receive insights, clarity, and a deep sense of inner peace, signs that God is indeed speaking to us. It is in the silence of meditation that the divine presence becomes palpable, guiding us toward our highest purpose and calling. Hinduism teaches us that the divine is both immanent and transcendent, present within every aspect of creation. When we meditate, we tap into this divine presence, aligning our consciousness with the cosmic order. In this state of unity, God's guidance flows effortlessly, helping us navigate the complexities of life. But meditation is not exclusive to Hinduism. It is a universal practice embraced by various spiritual traditions worldwide. Whether it's the Christian contemplative tradition, the Sufi mystics Dika, or the Buddhist mindfulness meditation, the essence remains the same. The stillness of the mind allows God's voice to speak clearly. Taoism, often associated with ancient Chinese philosophy, offers yet another unique perspective on communication with the divine, one that is deeply rooted in nature and simplicity. The central concept of Taoism revolves around the Tao, which can be understood as the way or the path. The Tao represents the natural order of the universe, and to communicate with the divine in Taoism is to align oneself with this cosmic harmony. In Taoism, there is a profound reverence for nature, and it is believed that by observing the natural world, one can gain insights into the Tao. The Tao Te Ching, a foundational text in Taoism, begins with the famous verse, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, the name that can be named is not the eternal name." This suggests that the true nature of the Tao is beyond human language and concepts, emphasizing the limitations of words when it comes to expressing the divine. To communicate with the divine in Taoism, individuals often engage in practices that bring them closer to nature and the Tao. Meditation in nature, silent contemplation of the natural world, and practices like Tai Chi and Qigong are all ways through which Taoists seek to harmonize with the Tao. These practices help quiet the mind and cultivate a deep sense of presence, allowing individuals to connect with the divine through the simplicity and beauty of the natural world. Life is filled with moments of serendipity, where seemingly unrelated events align in a way that feels too perfect to be coincidental. These are the signs and synchronicities that reveal God's presence and guidance in our lives. Have you ever experienced a series of events that left you with a profound sense of awe? Perhaps you were contemplating a major decision, and suddenly you encountered a quote, a song lyric, or a chance meeting with someone who shared exactly the advice you needed. These are not mere accidents, they are divine messages. In many spiritual traditions, including Christianity, these occurrences are seen as God's way of speaking through the fabric of reality itself. It's as if the universe conspires to send us signals, reminding us that we are on the right path or nudging us toward a new direction. One of the most famous stories illustrating this concept is the biblical tale of Moses and the burning bush. Moses, a humble shepherd, was going about his daily routine when he stumbled upon a bush that was on fire but not consumed by the flames. This miraculous sight captured his attention, and he drew nearer to investigate. As Moses approached the burning bush, a voice emanated from it saying, "Moses, Moses!" Startled and awed, Moses replied, "Here I am." The voice continued, "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." In this moment, Moses was receiving a divine message, a direct encounter with the presence of God. The burning bush symbolized the divine presence, and the request to remove his sandals signified an act of humility and reverence in the presence of the sacred. God spoke to Moses from the burning bush, revealing a plan that would alter the course of his life and the history of his people. He was called upon to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and into the promised land. Moses initially resisted, feeling unworthy and ill-prepared for such a monumental task. However, God assured him of his guidance and presence, promising to be with him every step of the way. Moses' encounter with the burning bush was a profound moment of serendipity. He had not set out on that day expecting to receive a divine calling. Instead, he was simply tending to his sheep, yet the burning bush served as a powerful symbol, a message from the universe, and a direct encounter with the divine. Like Moses, many of us find ourselves in unexpected situations that lead to life-altering revelations. These moments of serendipity often challenge our assumptions and push us beyond our comfort zones. They invite us to recognize the sacredness of ordinary moments and to listen for the whispers of the divine in the midst of our daily routines. To recognize these signs and synchronicities, we must cultivate a sense of awareness and openness. It requires attuning our minds and hearts to the subtle nuances of life's unfolding. It's about trusting that there is a greater intelligence at play, orchestrating the dance of existence. Awareness is like a gentle breeze that rustles the leaves of our inner world. It's the ability to pay attention to the small details that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. When we are aware, we become more present in the moment, and we start to see the beauty and wonder that surrounds us. Awareness also extends to our interactions with others. When we are aware, we listen more attentively and empathize with the people around us. We notice their body language, tone of voice, and the emotions behind their words. This deepens our connections and fosters more meaningful relationships. One way to practice awareness is by setting aside some quiet time each day for reflection. This can be as simple as sitting in a comfortable chair, closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths. As you breathe, pay attention to the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath. This practice helps calm the mind and allows you to become more present in the moment. You can also practice awareness in everyday activities. For example, when you're washing the dishes, instead of rushing through the task, try to be fully present. Feel the warm water on your hands, hear the sound of the water running, and notice the texture of the dishes. By doing this, you can turn a mundane chore into a mindful and even meditative experience. The final and possibly most powerful way God speaks through the mind and guides you is in silence. In the Zen tradition, silence is not the absence of words but a profound language in itself, an avenue through which God speaks through the mind in the purest form. It is a practice of being fully present in the moment, transcending the limitations of thought and ego. Zen Buddhism teaches us that enlightenment is not found in the pursuit of knowledge or external validation, but in the direct experience of reality. This direct experience is often referred to as satori, a moment of sudden awakening to the true nature of existence. In this state, God's voice is not heard in words or concepts, but is felt as an undeniable presence. Zen masters often pose koans paradoxical questions or statements to their students. These koans are not meant to be solved rationally, but to jolt the mind out of its habitual patterns of thinking. They push the seeker into a state of profound contemplation, where words fall short and silence reigns supreme. Consider the famous Zen koan, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" It is not a question with a straightforward answer, but an invitation to go beyond ordinary thinking and enter the realm of direct experience. In this state of deep presence, God's guidance becomes palpable, transcending the limitations of language. Zen also emphasizes the practice of mindfulness, where one is fully present in every action, whether it's walking, eating, or simply breathing. This mindfulness allows us to break free from the mental chatter that often clouds our perception and obscures the voice of God. In the silence of Zen, we discover that God's language is not confined to words, but is a profound and all-encompassing presence. It is a reminder that divine guidance is not something external to us, but is an integral part of our being, waiting to be realized. Silence, in the context of spirituality and inner guidance, has many facets, and each one reveals a unique aspect of our connection with the divine. Beyond Zen Buddhism, other spiritual traditions also emphasize the significance of silence as a means through which God communicates with us. In Christianity, for instance, silence plays a pivotal role in deepening one's relationship with God. It is in the quiet moments of prayer and meditation that Christians seek communion with the divine. Just as in Zen, the focus here is not on the spoken word, but on a receptive heart and mind. The psalmist in the Bible beautifully captures the essence of this in Psalm chapter 46, verse 10. "Be still and know that I am God." This verse encourages believers to find God in the stillness of their hearts, to listen intently for his guidance amidst the silence. Many Christian contemplative practices involve silent prayer, where individuals sit in quietude, seeking to open themselves to God's presence. It is in this silence that they hope to receive insights, comfort, and guidance. The goal is not to fill the silence with words, but to let the divine presence fill their hearts and minds. In Islam, there is a tradition of dhikr, or remembrance of God through silent meditation. Muslims engage in this practice by silently repeating the names of Allah or verses from the Quran. Through this process, they aim to achieve a state of inner peace and closeness to God. Dhikr is a form of silent communication with the divine, a way of attuning oneself to the guidance and wisdom that comes from within. Judaism also embraces the power of silence in connecting with God. In the Jewish tradition, meditation and contemplative practices such as hitbodedut, or private personal prayer, are used to seek God's presence and guidance. In these moments of solitude and silence, individuals reflect on their lives, seek answers to their questions, and open themselves to divine insight. Silence, in these various spiritual traditions, serves as a bridge between the human soul and the divine. It is not a passive state, but an active one, where individuals are receptive, attuned, and open to receiving God's guidance and wisdom. It's a reminder that the divine doesn't always speak in grand gestures or loud voices, but often in the gentle whisper of silence. As we conclude our exploration of the 5 ways God speaks through the mind and guides, let us reflect on the wisdom of silence. It teaches us that God's voice is not distant or elusive, but is always here and now in the stillness of the present moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.